Hey, what's up, everybody? Welcome, man. Welcome to Beyond Classic Rock. Today, I've got a complimentary quad coming your way, man. It's featuring the music of a band called the Decemberists, and we're going to start with Mariner's Revenge Song, followed by My Mother Was a Chinese Trapeze Artist, followed by Severed, and finally, Grace Cathedral Hill. So, man, before I pop this off, I just want to give a shout out to CSN. Thanks very much for the recommendation, man. Introducing me and probably a number of people to someone new, different band. CSN says, "Hi Wayne, thanks so much for taking time to listen to Pedro the Lion. Since you enjoyed David Bazan's storytelling, we may as well continue down the coast from Seattle to Portland, where we'll find Colin Malloy of the Decemberists. He has a few tales to tell." All right, sounds good, man. Always like a tale being told in song. So let's hit this up, starting with Mariner's Revenge Song. The Decemberists, Mariner's Revenge Song. Let's get it.
We are two mariners, our ship's sole survivors, in this belly of a whale. Its ribs are ceiling beams, its guts are carpeting. I guess we have some time to kill. You may not remember me, I was a child of 3, and you a lad of 18. But I remember you, and I will relate to you how our history's in a weave. At the time you were a rake and a roustabout, spending all your money on boys and hounds. You had a charming air, all cheap and debonair, my widowed mother found so sweet. And so she took you in, her sheets still warm with him, now filled with filth and foul disease. As time wore on, you proved a dead-ridden, drunken mess, leaving my mother a poor, consumptive wretch. And then you disappeared, your gambling arrears, the only thing you left behind. And then the magistrate reclaimed our small estate, and my poor mother lost her mind. Then one day in spring, my dear sweet mother died. But before she did, I took her hand as she dying cried. Oh.
Find him, tie him to a pole and hook his fingers to splinters, drill into a hole until he wakes up naked, clawing at the ceiling of his grave.
Mess that boy up with her last breath.
It took me 15 years to swallow all my tears among the urchins in the street, until a priory took pity and hired me to keep their vestry nice and neat. But never once in the employ of these holy men did I ever once turn my mind from the thought of revenge. Oh. One night I overheard the prior exchanging words with a penitent whaler from the sea. The captain of his ship, who matched you toe-to-tip, was known for one cruelty. The following day I shipped to sea with a privateer, and in the whistle of the wind I could almost hear, oh,
Find him, tie him to a pole and break his fingers to splinters. Drag him to a hole until he wakes up naked, clawing at the ceiling of his grave.
I love that female voice infusion in the middle there.
There is one thing I must say to you. As you sail across the sea, always your mother will watch over you as you avenge this wicked deed.
Now I'm visualizing him getting his revenge.
And then that fateful night, we had you in our sight after 20 months at sea. With your starboard flank abeam, I was getting my muskets clean when came this rumbling from beneath. The ocean shook, the sky went black, and the captain quailed. And before us grew the angry joys of a giant whale. Don't know how I survived. The crew all was chewed alive. I must have slipped between his teeth. But oh, what providence, what divine intelligence, that you should survive as well as me. It gives my heart great joy to see your eyes fill with fear. So lean in close and I will whisper the last words you'll hear. Oh.
He's killing his ass. The music is definitely telling a tale on its own. Yeah, you talk about a tale being told. CSN, you didn't disappoint with this one, damn. The Mariner's Revenge Song. Yeah, boy, damn. I'd hate to be on the receiving end of that revenge born out of someone's childhood into adulthood, just stalking your ass for so many decades just to exact revenge. Man, what a story being told. You know what I was thinking about? This, in fact, you wouldn't believe it. This song reminds me of The Count of Monte Cristo. It's my favorite movie of all time. Not because it's got a revenge plot, but it's, in my mind, it's a triumphant plot. All of the adversity that the guy faced and all of that stuff, and then one day to come back as the triumphant Count of Monte Cristo, imprisoned for like 15 years, being whipped and strapped and all of these hardships, set up by his best friend and lost his woman and all of these bad things that happened to him. But then he came back, kind of like the Phoenix Rising, you know? So it isn't because of the revenge turn, but it's the triumphant turn. That's why it's so, great to me as a movie. But I can see the revenge plot as well. So in the revenge plot, that is what is this song is reminding me of. Check out that movie if you've never seen it. You cannot call yourself a fan of film and movies if you have not seen The Count of Monte Cristo. There is the original, which came out in the 50s in black and white. And then there's the 2001 remake. Great cast, man. Jim Caviezel, Guy Pearce, and some really, really great British actors. Richard Harris. Check that out, the 2001 version. It's on YouTube. The Count of Monte Cristo. Wayne's personal favorite movie. So this song reminds me so much of that. Of course, you know, with the whale being in there and chewing everyone's ass up. It also reminds me of Moby Dick a little bit too. Yeah, another movie that has a plot line of revenge, you know, but this is coming from the whale. Oh man, I tell you. So, great song, and very, very creative. Definitely a serious story being told. You know, could you imagine these guys doing an entire concept album? Maybe not with the same theme of revenge or whatnot, but you know, they would be really, really good in their style. The way they stretch out the instrumentals and, you know, what's that squeeze box called? I can't remember what the hell it's called. But yeah, that really sets a different kind of folksy tone, you know, which is really, really intriguing, using this platform to tell a story. Really excellent, man. So, let's do this. Find out a little bit about these guys and then a little bit about the song and album information. The Decemberists are an American indie rock band from Portland. The band consists of Colin Malloy, lead vocals, guitar, principal songwriter, Chris Funk, guitar, multi-instrumentalist, Jenny Conley, piano, keyboards, accordion, that's what I was trying to think of, Nate Query, bass, and John Moan, drums. Their debut EP, 5 songs, was released in 2001. Their 8th and latest full-length album, I'll Be Your Girl, was released March 16, 2018 by Capitol Records and is the band's 5th record with the label. In addition to their lyrics, which often focus on historical incidents and or folklore, the Decemberists are also well known for their eclectic live shows. Audience participation is a part of each performance, typically during encores. The band stages whimsical reenactments of sea battles and other centuries-old events, typically of regional interest, or acts out songs with members of the crowd. In 2011, the track Down by the Water from the album The King is Dead was nominated for Best Rock Song at the 54th Grammy Awards. Alright. So, the Mariner's Revenge Song. The Mariner's Revenge Song appears on Picaresque. It's the 3rd studio album from the Decemberists. It was released in 2005 on the Kill Rock Stars record label. The word picaresque refers to a form of satirical prose originating in Spain, depicting realistically and often humorously the adventures of low-born, roguish hero living by their wits in a corrupt society. Recording. There's a link here going directly to the song, but for some reason Wikipedia keeps redirecting to album information and not song details. There is a link directly to the song though, but it's just being redirected for some reason. Maybe it's a programming on my part. I'm going to have to look into that. Anyway, I can't get specific song details, so I'll stick with the album information here. Recording. The album was recorded at the Prescott Church in Northeast Portland, which the band rented for 1 month in the summer of 2004. To facilitate the creative process and avoid creative block, band members filled a used bike helmet with slips of paper listing strategies and ideas to try out. Non-traditional rock instruments used in the album's recording included an accordion and a hurdy-gurdy. What's that again? I think I used to know, but it's been a while, so I've forgotten once again. Is it some sort of a modified slide guitar? No, I can't remember. Let me know what that is. The album was produced by Chris Walla, also the guitarist for the band Death Cab for Cutie. Release. The album includes the track 16 Military Wives, the music video of which was distributed by the band via BitTorrent. A double vinyl version was released in the US that contained the album on the first 3 sides with an EP of outtakes named Picaresquities on the 4th side. This EP was the band's final release for the Kill Rock Stars label. In Europe, a single disc vinyl version was released on Rogue Trade without the Picaresquities EP. The first 6 tracks appear on side A and the final 5 are on side B. Reception. Picaresque has a rating of 81 out of 100 on Metacritic, indicating universal acclaim. The album reached number 5 on the Billboard Heatseekers chart and number 128 on the Billboard 200. Pitchfork placed Picaresque at number 143 on their list of the 200 albums of the 2000s. Alright, the album overall did very well. I would have liked to have actually got into the song, specific song information. I'm sure that people would have a lot to say about that song and the story being told. I wonder why it's been rerouted. I'm gonna have to look into that. Alright, so let's hit up our next track. My mother was a Chinese trapeze artist. I once saw some Chinese acrobats perform when I was in the Navy, and we went to Hong Kong, and they were doing a circuit, and I also saw them in Singapore as well. Incredible. There was one acrobat who was standing with her hand outstretched into the air, and there was another acrobat standing on her hand with one foot, and the other foot was elevated over her head, stretched out like that. Can you believe that? That was incredible. Alright, sorry, where the hell was I at? My mother was a Chinese trapeze artist. Let's get it.
Chinese trapeze artist, pre-war in Paris, smuggling bombs for the underground. And she met my father at a fete in Aix-en-Provence, disguised as a Russian cadet. bed in the employ of the access. And there in the half-light, the provincial midnight, to a lone concertina they drank in cantinas and toasted to Edith Piaf and the fall of the Reich. My sister was born in a hovel in Burgundy and left for the Calais, but later was found by a communist who had deserted his ranks to follow his dream to start a punk rock band in South Carolina. And I get letters sometimes. They bought a plantation. She weeds the tobacco. He offends the nation. And they write, don't be a stranger, you hear. Sincerely your sister. So my parents had me to the disgust of the prostitutes, bad in a brothel, surprisingly raised with tender care. Till the money got tight, led me away to a blind brigadier in a game of high-stakes canasta. But he made me a sailor on his brigadiership fleet. I know every yardarm from mainmast to jib sheet, but sometimes I long to be landlocked and to work in a bakery.
Wow. Another very, very interesting song. Another very interesting tale being told in song. And coming from his past and the way he was brought up, his lineage between his parents and the environment that he was in, ultimately just wanting to be live a very, very regular, peaceful existence after growing up in such, tumultuous areas, man. Holy. Really, really interesting story there. In the end, he just wants that nice, sublime life, just being a baker, working in a bakery, and just having an everyday existence. Hey, the everyday existence is a really, really nice thing, and it's a dream for some, man. So hey, let us not knock it. Sometimes we might get down on ourselves about the 9-to-5 grind and the this and the that and the that. We got it good, yo. We got nothing to complain about. Even though we do, we really don't have anything to complain about. That's what this song is telling me. There's a lot more to it, but that's what I'm getting. All right. Okay. Yeah, there's only 5 songs on this album. My Mother Was a Chinese Trapeze Artist appears on 5 songs. It's a 6-track EP by the Decemberists, initially self-released in 2001. It's the first record the band released. The misleading title owes to the fact that the final track, Apology Song, originally sung by frontman Colin Malloy into the answering machine of a friend named Stephen, as a legitimate apology for the loss of a beloved bicycle named Madeline, was written after the original self-produced CD was released. Malloy liked it so much that it was added to the album when it was released by Hush Records in 2003. Interesting, man. The album cover was designed by Portland artist Carson Ellis, the longtime girlfriend and now wife of Malloy, who has created artwork for each of the band's albums. Cool. Track listing. So yeah, okay, so 6 songs. Oceanside, Shiny, My Mother Was a Chinese Trapeze Artist, Angel, Won't You Call Me, I Don't Mind, and Apology Song. And there's some trivia here about each song. Trivia. Apology Song contains several references to the town of Missoula, Montana. The Orange Street Food Farm is a local grocery store popular with University of Montana students, mostly for buying beer. The Frenchtown Pond is a reference to Frenchtown Pond State Park, located approximately 15 miles northwest of Missoula in Frenchtown, Montana. Malloy told audiences on the 2nd of October 2007 at Royal Festival Hall how they reclaimed the bicycle years later, only for it to be crushed between cars when he was helping the true owner of the bike move house. Cruel irony, that, damn. My Mother Was a Chinese Trapeze Artist was originally released in a slightly more country version on Malloy's pre-Decemberists Tarkio EP, Sea Songs for Landlocked Sailors in '99, and was re-released in 2005 on the Kill Rockstars compilation of all Tarkio releases, Omnibus. That was one big streaming sentence there, not a single break in it. So I hope that you kind of made sense out of all of that. Alright, let's hit up our next track, man. That being Severed. The Decemberists, Severed. Let's get it. Lots of video. Get to see what the lads look like. And I believe there's a lady in the mix. coming from the point of view from the angel of deception. What is it, that famous saying that Kevin Spacey said in The Usual Suspects? He said that the devil, the greatest accomplishment he accomplished was deceiving people into believing that he does not exist. And in so doing, he has very subtle ways of manipulation, and where you can't trace it really back to him. And everyone chalks it up to being just a part of human nature. And that is one of his biggest deceptions. You know what I'm talking about? I know I'm throwing a couple of movie references your way in this reaction. It's just by accident. But yeah, man, again, just like The Count of Monte Cristo, just like Moby Dick, you have to see those movies before you die. As well, you've got to see The Usual Suspects. And check that out, and then come back to this song, and you'll see the connecting threads, I think. Interesting song. Let's see how accurate I am with its assessment. Okay. Yeah, Wiki doesn't have a lot of information at all, man. Okay. And it's album info rather than song details. Okay. Severed appears on I'll Be Your Girl. It's the 8th studio album by American indie rock band The Decemberists, released on March 16, 2018 on Capitol and Ref Trade. Produced by John Congleton, the band experimented with new instrumentation during the album's recording sessions, including several synth-based compositions inspired by New Order and Depeche Mode. The album was preceded by the singles Severed and Once in My Life. Excuse me, sugarcane rum. Writing and composition. The album's lyrical content was, in part, influenced by the US 2016 presidential election and its immediate aftermath. Vocalist and guitarist Colin Malloy noted, I'll Be Your Girl celebrates the absurdity of our current predicaments. I think it really is a reflection of my outlook immediately post the 2016 election, where there was immediately this onset of despair. Like real despair, real depression, and then sort of climbing out of it. Seeing other people feeling the same way, similarly climbing out of their hole, and just witnessing events as they came along, rather than with tears. There was almost like an ironic humor, but with anger, and those sort of go together. It was about finding the balance between real rage and humor, discovering the wild absurdity in it, but not being bleak. Unquote. Very interesting. Yeah, I mean, that's a really pretty good way to sum up the 2016 events. That's a crazy moment in time that will always be, a spotlight will always be shed on that. Let me tell you, it was very, very interesting to be alive in these times to witness that. That's all I'm going to say. That's as political as I'm going to get on my platforms. Let me tell you, stop right there. So, let us hit up our next track, Grace Cathedral Hill. The Decemberists, Grace Cathedral Hill. Let's get it. It's just a picture.
Grace Cathedral Hill, all wrapped in bones of setting sun, all dust and stone and moribund. I paid 25 cents to light a little white candle for a New Year's Day. I sat and watched it burn away, then turned and we slow decay. We were both a little hungry, so we went to get a hot dog. Down the Hyde Street pier, the light was sliding, disappeared. The air, it stunk of fish and beer. We heard a Superman trumpet play the national anthem. And the world may be long for you, but it'll never belong to you. But on a motorbike, when all the city lights blind your eyes tonight, are you feeling better now? Are you feeling better now? Are you feeling better now?
Messes with your emotions.
Some way to greet the year. Your eyes all bright and brim with tears. The pilgrims, pills and tourists here. I'll sing $53 to buy a brand new halo. Sweet on a green-eyed girl. Oh, fiery Irish, clip and curl. All brine and piss and vinegar. I paid 25 cents to light a little white candle. And the world may be long for you, but it'll never belong to you. But on a motorbike, when all the city lights blind your eyes tonight, are you feeling better now? Are you feeling better now? Are you feeling better now? La 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 la
Yeah, it's interesting. Coping with the passing of a loved one. Lots of vivid imagery in that. Good song, good melody. Love the presence of the organ in it, really elevating your emotions and the feels. And now it wants you to relate to what he's singing. Put yourself in my place and feel, right? That's what the presence of the organ in this song is doing. Good song, good construct. And again, here we go. Not a lot of information provided by Wiki here. Only album information, no song detail. Grace Cathedral Hill appears on Castaways and Cutouts. It's the first full-length album by the Decemberists, originally released May 21st, 2002 on Hush Records and reissued May 6, 2003 on Kill Rockstars. The album's title is taken from a lyric of the song California One Youth and Beauty Brigade. The album cover was designed by Portland artist Carson Ellis, the longtime girlfriend, now wife of frontman Colin Malloy. She has created artwork for each of the band's albums. Reception. Castaways and Cutouts received mostly positive reviews. The album ranked number 89 on the Under the Radar's top 200 albums of the 2000s and number 96 on Pitchfork's The 100 Best Albums of 2000 to 2004. Okay, and that's all the information given for the song and the album here, man. Overall, really excellent quad. Very, very good quad, man. Very, very expressive and a creative way of conveying their thoughts here. Really excellent band. The Decemberists, huh? CSN, you really did well with this quad, brother. I appreciate it very much. CSN is a gent, I know that. And yeah, and also reference to David Bazin's storytelling. Definitely Colin Malloy is shoulder to shoulder with David, in my opinion. Very, very good, man. The Mariners' Revenge song, that definitely was the big standout here. They're all fantastic, but the Mariners' Revenge song and the length of it and all of that sort of thing had a tremendous amount of appeal and charm to it. Really, really excellent. But the whole quad is really well put together, so props to you for that, man. And it's a really nice look if you, like me, are taking a look at the Decemberists for the first time. So excellent choices and recommendations there, CSN. All right, man. So I'm just checking my notes here before I bounce. Yeah, Jack, Sasha, Chris, Akachita, I've got reactions loaded in the chute. Running a little bit late. Time is not on my side these days, but I'll catch up, man. This coming weekend, spaced out a little bit of time to catch up on some of the reactions that I'm running behind on. Patrons, please don't pester my ass about when is yours, right? It's coming, right? If it's in the chute, it's coming. It's a little bit late. It's about a week and a half late. So just kind of chalk your calendar on that instead of bugging my ass about when. Hey, I haven't seen it. It's a week and a half running late. Patrons especially, do not pester me about when your reaction is. This shit's gonna happen quite often. Sometimes Wayne is on time, sometimes Wayne is not on time. That's just the way it is. If you want to remain a patron of mine, you're gonna have to accept that and understand that. Otherwise, please leave my patron, right? Don't be a patron if you cannot wait a little bit longer for my reaction. If you don't find value in what I do and you can't wait that long, do not be a patron of mine. That's all I gotta say to you, all right? But for those of you who do have patience and you can wait, I thank you very, very much. I appreciate it. You know how shit rolls, man, with life and stuff like that. Anyway, that's what I've got going on. That's what's happening in my world, man. Crazy busy. But thankfully, I'm not so busy where I was feeling that I had to shut this platform down. I was worried about doing that. But I think that I can pull it out, man. So that's where we're at these days with me. Yeah, so coming up, I know that we've got some Latin grooves. I can't remember who it's by. I know we've got some folk rock and some progressive metal coming up. And I know that we've got some soul jams coming from the 70s. Or maybe it's disco grooves, I'm not sure. But in that era. So there's a good mixed bag of things coming up. So I'm looking forward to it, man. Anyways, you guys have yourselves a good one. Excellent quad again, CSN. Thank you very much once again. And I look forward to your next recommendation, whatever it might be. Have a good one, everyone. Take care. And I'll see you in my next reaction. Peace out.